Indiana is 22-18 right now, 6-game winning streak currently, 5th in the East, literally half a game behind Orlando, so they can easily go up to 4th with the win. The story with Sacramento is the two catalysts of this team. Tyrese Halliburton has broken out in January, specifically. Well, I will also throw it in after this, but Halliburton in January is at 21 points a game, almost 10 assists on 52.5% shooting, and 46.5 3-point percentage. So I'll throw in some numbers from the previous month. Field goal percentage went up from 70.8 to 21. 3-point percentage was at 35.2. It's now up to 46.7 in the month of January. That's 11%, a little over 11%.
Wow.
Big improvements.
We're only halfway through, but
Crazy thing too
11
is
and a
that
half.
the numbers from January he read are skewed because I think he got sick during the last game.
Yes, I will say that.
So in four of those last 5 games, not including the game where he left early, he's averaging 25 points, 4 rebounds, 11 assists, 3 stocks on 51% from the field, and 49% from 3.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I was going to say he left against the Cavs, which was the most recent game, with left hamstring tightness.
Oh, it was an injury. Okay, because I know the flu's going around the NBA right now.
It's
like
going
crazy.
everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, he had left hammy tightness. This is 1 year he suffered the same injury against Boston and during the Eastern Conference Finals against Boston as well. The second player is probably the most important one right now is Spicy P.
Mm-hmm.
My guy.
Spicy P right now is averaging 20.2 points per game in January, 8.5 rebounds on 53% shooting, but on the season it gets even better. He's averaging 20 points a game, 7.5 rebounds, 52.1% field goal percentage, 61.5 true shooting percentage, and he's shooting a career high 41% from 3.
This is the most efficient year of his career.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I've been saying since we started this show, he's one of the most underrated players in the league. And this was the perfect move for them to get him last year. I really love it. And the fact that you were kind of able to sign him on a lower contract than we thought he was going to get, this was a steal for Indiana. I think they've done a beautiful job in the past calendar year of just team construction, team operation, everything of that nature. And they've handled it well throughout the offseason too. So that just kind of goes to show, the work they do. And the player I want to talk about is the one that I think is on the best contract in the NBA and now is finally starting to play better again now that he's not hurt, is Andrew Nembhard. Now, remember when I said Keon Ellis had the 9th biggest net rating difference with on and off? He's second.
Okay.
So he's second in the league just behind Nikola Jokic, who is the net rating king. But when Andrew Nembhard's off the floor, the difference is 17.1.
That's crazy.
So basically, Nembhard's the second best player in the league.
Whoa.
No, it's a joke. It's calm down.
Whoa.
Calm down. It's a joke.
And then Keon Ellis is 9th.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's fifth in the league in ball screen navigation. So he's really just working hard on the defensive end. And he, in my opinion, in that game against Cleveland, which they just won yesterday, he was the best player down the stretch. He single-handedly won him that game. But what's interesting to me regarding the Pacers is that they just win these games they are winning by the power of friendship. They beat the Cavs yesterday. No one scored 20 points. Everyone scored anywhere from 10 to 19. And it was just a team win. And I still think they're the deepest team in the NBA. I'm still going to stay. I'm not going to change up. I still think this team can go to the finals.
Yo.
I still think this team can go to the finals.
Long shot
Because I'll tell you this. The New York Knicks are 0-5 against the top 2 seeds in both conferences. The Pacers have not been particularly good against the Rockets and the Thunder, but they are 3-1 against the Celtics and Cavs.
Interesting.
They ended the Cavs' 12-game winning streak yesterday. They were the first team to beat Boston this year. So they play the Cavs again tomorrow night at the time we're recording, yesterday by the time this video comes out. So we'll see if we're right. And then the last player I'll touch on is Benedict Mathurin.
Yeah.
Benedict Mathurin just had his 8th 20-10 game. Pacers are 7-1 in those games. So there's just a lot of ethical hoops going on here. Yeah. Excuse me. Going along with this. Now, there's been rumblings about a trade and what they can do. Obi Toppin might not be a Pacer by February, so we don't know. Do we think they make a trade, or do you think the roster's fine as is?
Oh,
Excuse me.
It was tough to lose Wiseman and Isaiah Jackson. Those are two guys that would have helped immensely in the front court.
Yeah.
Everybody's still there besides those two guys. Of course, Obi Toppin can get moved. Jarris Walker can get moved. Cam Johnson seems ideal for them.
He's ideal for everyone, bro.
He really is. He's just
He's
a plug,
ideal
he's a
for
plug
everyone.
and play everywhere.
The thing about that is that Matherin's back. He's kind of that shooter, and
He does
you know
everything,
he
too.
does everything for
Remember,
them.
Matherin's a shooting guard. Cam Johnson's a 3-4. So he's, remember, Cam Johnson's like 6'9".
Yeah. I could see Cam. Levine, definitely not. Butler, no. That's too much assets to give
I don't
up.
think they need anyone. honestly.
They quite possibly may not need anybody. If you're looking at all these guys being healthy, I mean, Obi Toppin's averaging 10 plus off the bench. So is Aaron Nesmith.
Yeah. I mean, if
And
anything,
all those guys, McConnell.
If anything, they need just like another guy that can rebound.
I would say they need another.
Thomas Bryant's been playing really well
Yeah,
since
Tom-
going
Has he?
over. Yeah.
So that he's helped a lot with Miles Turner. In terms of-
Absolutely.
okay.
They could do some picking on the buyout market if some vets become available.
Well, it depends. Are they? I don't know. To my knowledge, I don't think they're a first apron team. Because for those that don't know, if you're above the first apron, you cannot sign anyone in the buyout market that made a contract over the mid-level exception, which is about $12.6 million. So let's say Ben Simmons gets bought out. He can only go to a team under the apron because he makes 41 mil. But if you're looking at a player like Russ, for example, Russ only makes 3.3. If he ever got bought out, he could sign with anyone he wants. Right now, the Pacers' payroll's at $173 million. The first apron's at $178. So they're under the apron. So I think they can sign whoever they want.
All right.
So that's good, I guess. So obviously, if you're a team like Phoenix, you're kind of fucked because your payroll is over 220 mil. So because the second apron threshold's at 188. Obviously, those will go up over time, but the Pacers then can sign whoever the hell they want. So if Ben Simmons gets bought out for the $41 million, wouldn't be an awful pickup, honestly, for the Pacers for like $1 million or two. So wouldn't be bad at all as far
or-
as some extra defense.
Yeah, Bruce Brown maybe, but
He'll get traded.
He might get moved out of there.
Yeah.
anyway.
That actually wound up. I think I've said this once before on the show. The Pacers overpaying Bruce Brown saved their franchise because they were able to use him as the salary filler for Pascal Siakam.
Yeah. Yep.
It was a
Never thought of it like that.
humongous mistake signing him to that contract.
Wow.
But my God, it worked out.
It helped. Yeah. it
Really
worked out.
screwed Bruce Brown over. But yeah, it wound up helping. It wound up doing wonders.
Yeah.
So obviously, I stand 10 toes down, unlike some people on this show.
Is that me?
You have a guilty conscience?
Listen, I saw this from the beginning.
Look,
Okay.
if does it seem as crazy now that I think the Pacers can still make the finals? Looking just based on how bad the East is. Do we think it's still a crazy thing to?
I still think it's.
You think it's impossible for them
it's
to make the
far
finals?
It's crazy.
Okay, fair enough.
far reach? Yeah.
I think it's crazy.
Understandable, I guess.
Even if they do acquire Duop Breath, that's not moving the needle much against Cleveland and Boston.
I think there is a situation that if one of Boston or Cleveland goes out early, I think Indiana could take one of them out.
They can sneak in there. It's possible.
Yeah,
Anything is possible. bro.
Doable.
Anything is possible. So, are you crazy? A little bit. Not
Look.
that much, though.
Look, this is coming from someone that picked the Pacers to go to the conference finals last year.
Yeah. All right. Fine.
So,
maybe crazy's
doable.
good.
Yeah, I think crazy's good.
Crazy's good.
So we're all crazy.
Listen,
Yeah.
they're making my predictions look good. They're a good team. We'll see. They need some center help. That's the main thing. We're forgetting, Ben Shepherd coming back.
He already played. Aaron Nesmith still has to come
Oh,
back.
Nesmith has come back. Yes,
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
He'll be back in like a week, I think.
Yeah, man. This is a deep team.
The deep team. It's the
Yeah.
who's the deep team in the West? Oh, it's the Memphis Grizzlies of the East.
I think the Grizzlies bench is
Deeper.
as good. Yeah. I generally don't think there's a team deeper than them. I would take their bench over OKC's. Like if OKC had Indiana's bench, I think they'd walk to the finals.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Yeah. Especially because
Listen.
OKC's about to trade some of their players.
True.
I think the big move for them is Cam Johnson, and
Would love that for them, to be honest.
they can easily give the Nets Jarris Walker. They could throw an Obi Toppin and some picks, and that would be an easy deal for them to do.
Yeah, and I think because it's nothing against Obi, he played well, but I think you need more of a surefire player off the bench necessarily. Because I don't necessarily think he would start because you're going to play Hallie at the 1, Nembhard at the 2. It would probably be Nesmith at the 3 just for the point of attack's sake.
Yeah.
And if he's hurt, you can put Cam Johnson in there. Then it would be Siakam at the 4 and Miles Turner at the 5.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think
and-
that would be fine.
And the Nets would love to take on Jarris Walker to have him play good.
Yeah, because like
and
honestly,
Obi Toppin.
because low key, as much as I don't want to get rid of him, we could easily give the Pacers Day'Ron Sharp, and then it's a done deal. And if like Cam Johnson and Day'Ron Sharp for Obi Toppin and Jarris Walker and a first round pick, I would easily do that.
I could see the Pacers throwing in Isaiah Jackson just for injury piece to keep you guys afloat.
Thing is, he's not an expiring, so which is why
Oh,
we
he
won't
is?
want it.
Okay.
He's not. So
Oh, he's not?
We want expiring contract. Why we took out Melton because he only signed a 1-year deal. I think Jackson signed for at least one more year.
All right.
So we'll have to see.